Hello, today is the 9th of February and I'm finishing week 2 of my treatment out of 6.5 weeks, and I'm stuck in traffic going home, so I thought I'd just give you a summary of how the week went. The beginning was not good. I had an episode of dehydration, which I wrote in my blog, and it took me a while to understand what was going on. I had a lot of nausea, and it just wouldn't go away. To make things worse, I think I overdosed myself with the nausea pills, which I confused the instructions and directions and whatnot. So I'm not sure what caused what, but in reality, it was a very rough beginning of the week. The nausea wouldn't go away, and I felt extremely tired, and I just want to sleep the whole day, but I didn't have a position to sleep in anyway. Not gonna dwell on this, but the week changed dramatically when I went to see my doctor, one of my doctors, on Monday, and he on Tuesday he called me back, asked me to go back to the hospital to have 2 sessions of hydration. After the first one, I felt much better. After the second one, I felt perfect. For the first time, I thought I would not be in good conditions or not 100% until several weeks after the treatment. The reality is, after Wednesday, and today's Friday, I have felt 100% perfect. No issues, nothing. I don't feel anything, and so it's like I gained 2 weeks. I could very well be starting the treatment today, and I probably will be feeling the same way. Some other things happened during the week. In terms of weight, I gained a lot after chemotherapy, mostly because of the treatment itself. But I gained like 14 pounds in one day, and then I lost 20 pounds in 2 days, which sounds very dramatic. So I didn't really know how I was going to end up, and my goal is not to lose more than 3 pounds per week. And it turned out that this week I actually gained 2 pounds when I had lost 5 pounds last week. So all in all, I think I gained a week, and maybe I can afford to lose a little bit more as the treatment intensifies from here. So that's good news as well. What I can feel that is starting to change, and I understand because of the radiation, are 2 things. One, the mouth is very dry, and that has been a constant reminder that I need to keep a bottle next to me. I've been sipping water all day long. I had a little bit of difficulty in the beginning because room temperature water made me feel more nauseated. But now I just bring a bottle of water with a lot of ice, and there's some bottles that can really retain the temperature, and it's been great. I just carry this water every place I go. It's right here, and I drink a lot of water during the day. It's not a lot of volume because I just sip, but it's enough to hydrate my mouth, and probably helps me with the overall hydration as well. And so that's one that I could feel it was, I was getting a little bit more, it was getting more intense, and probably would just get worse from here. The second is the change of taste. And I understand that I'm probably a bit more advanced than most people at this stage, because at this moment I feel very little already. The first sense that I lost was for sweets. I couldn't really taste anything sweet. Maybe not 100%, but 90%. I know something's there, but it's hard to differentiate. Then during the week I also lost any sense for salty or anything with salt. My wife ordered pizza 2 days ago, and I felt like I was eating the box of the pizza, not the pizza itself. It tasted like nothing. Not a big deal. I continued to eat normally. Yesterday I had a little bit of a lump in my throat, or a feeling, and it was a little hard to swallow at night, so I ate from there until now mostly liquids, but I think I'm fine now. Should go back to solids, and that's it. I don't have a lot more to complain. Small things like I had some ringing in my ears that the chemotherapist mentioned I could have, but it comes and goes, doesn't really bother me a lot. A lot of people complain about tingling or feeling the sensation, the fingers or the extremities. I didn't have any of that, and that can be very troublesome. And so literally, as I said in the beginning, I feel as if I had gone through nothing so far. It's been a blessing that I feel that way through week 2. It's about a third of the treatment, which I admit is the easiest part, but some people had it much rougher, and so I think with the exception of the days that I was feeling extremely nauseated, and again it was because of dehydration, I feel things have been relatively good. I wouldn't say easy, but based on what I read and understand, it could have been much worse. Just the last comment, today, something I should have done in the beginning, but it was some confusion in scheduling. I sat down with a speech pathologist, and what these people do, they just, in the beginning, they set a base level for your ability to swallow, and it's a funny exercise. They give you different type of foods with different viscosity, and they ask you to swallow while they film through an x-ray what is happening. I've never seen that before, and it was interesting. And what he told me was that I am surprisingly good at this moment for week 2 already of the treatment, that I have absolutely no issues in swallowing, but he did pick up a very violent, or I don't know if that's a term, but reflux while I was eating, and he was actually I wouldn't call scared, but he was surprised to see that level of reflux. I think he showed me in the replay, and he could see the liquid coming down, and then immediately bounces up. I didn't feel a thing. I have a lot of reflux, always had, but he said there's a difference of reflux with food and without food. Without food is the one that we feel at night, maybe, that burns. This one is with food that apparently you don't feel, but it's equally dangerous. So maybe something to look at, nothing to be done now, but something he'll probably want to take a look after the treatment, or if it gets worse. But even that, from what I learned, is that I could have had much worse swallowing at this moment. And so I just finished here saying that I feel 100% absolutely perfect. I wish I could have, maybe the only thing is sleeping has not been easy, but it got better in the last 2 days, and I think it's a combination of the dry mouth. I need to wake up several times at night to drink water. But maybe some of the natural anxiety that comes with all this, and you keep thinking about all the possibilities and whatnot. So, but the last 2 days I slept much better. I'm taking just off the shelf, no prescription sleeping aids, which helps you go to sleep but doesn't keep you asleep. So what happens, I usually wake up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then it takes a while to go back. But can't complain. It could have been like this anyway, because if you work in financial markets, this was a terrible week, and a lot of people lost sleep because of other reasons. So maybe there's a combination of other things. This was the worst week of U.S. equities since the global financial crisis. So remarkable. But this is for a different blog, I guess. So I'll leave you here, and I'm hoping that in a week I'll come back with equally good news. Although I know that from here, the tough part is the second part of the treatment, of course, as things accumulate. So I'm not fooling myself to think everything will be fine. But I'm very happy that I am at this stage feeling like this, 100% positive energy is at the highest level, and I'm looking forward to finishing this, and I think it's going to be, everything's going to be fine. Bye.